Welcome to the Transform My Dance Studio podcast, the only podcast for dance studio owners, where each week we bring you business growth strategies to help you increase your profits, impact the lives of more students, while ensuring you get back some time to have a little life outside of the studio. It's time for you to become the go-to studio in your area. Now, here's your host, founder of the Dance Studio Owners Association, Clint Salter.
Hey there, dance studio owners. Welcome to the Transform My Dance Studio podcast. It's Clint here, and I'm so thrilled that you're joining us for today's episode. Today's guest is a social media strategist and the founder of Now Marketing Group. Her name is Jessika Phillips, and her team and her work really closely with businesses and clients all over the world with one goal in mind, and that is to deliver value. Jessika has also founded the Relationship Marketing System, which is a subscription group that provides training to help businesses, just like you studio owners, attract more students and parents into your studio. Hey, Jessika, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me. I am a huge dance fanatic, which you may not know about me, so I'm excited to be here.
Awesome. Tell me, what kind of, do you dance or do you just love watching it on TV? What's your connection to dance?
So I started dancing, I think, before I could walk when I was younger, and then got into dance more professionally, competing in things throughout high school, and then taught dance into my early 20s until I had children, and now our dance is just around the house while we're cleaning and watching it on TV.
That's fantastic. I love it. So you know our world. You've been a part of our world. But Jessika, I want to put the spotlight on you. Tell us a little bit about your business and how you help your clients before we jump in.
Sure. So we are a marketing agency that's a little non-traditional because we work as an extension of companies. So we give them a full expanded marketing team to really support their brand, because our goal is to translate their message online and to help them build those long-term relationships with their ideal audience. So we're focusing on that long-term repeat referral customer that's really going to become advocates for their brand. So that's everything from helping them with their website and translating themselves their best foot forward on their website to managing their marketing and relationship marketing campaigns online.
Awesome. You just talked about websites, a question we get a lot in DSOA, our association. What are some of the non-negotiables that you've got to have on a website in 2017 going into 2018? What do we need to make sure that we've got on our site?
Oh man, this is something I'm passionate about, so be careful here. Okay, so the non-negotiables are definitely making sure that it's built for the person that's going to be using it, meaning that it's responsive, that no matter if somebody's on their mobile phone or an iPad or a desktop, that they're going to get the best experience for them, and that you're not talking at them, you're talking to them. Long gone are the days where your website is a brochure and it's just a copy of what you're handing out in a pamphlet. It should be communicating who you are, who you're there to help, and how you help them, and really adding that personalization to it. So, and ways that you can incorporate this is definitely through your content and the copy that you have on your website, but also adding some human elements like video, quick contact forms, resource centers, ways that you can stay in touch through engaging with social media, and then having a way for people to be able to deeper dive in a relationship with you. So adding in some, areas where they can download additional resources in exchange for maybe their name and email address. And then you're able to long-term build a relationship with them through like a drip campaign email, or incorporating them into some of your communities online because you've got their permission at that point.
Excellent. Cool. I love it. What are some of the mistakes that you're seeing the business owners that you work with before they come to you, obviously? What are the mistakes that they're making when it comes to their website?
Yeah. So I think one, they just have said it and forgot it, right? So they're not even really sure what's on their website anymore, and it's not updated, and it's got old photos on there, and it's got broken links, and it's not working properly, and nobody can find them because there wasn't a search engine optimization strategy built in, and they assume that everyone knows maybe the answers to the questions that people are searching for, and that they don't need to put those questions and answers on their website because, when you're in it and you're living in your business, you assume that everybody knows what you do and how you do it and why they should work with you, but they don't. And they're searching for those answers. And so those things need to be on your website. The other mistake I see is that people it's all about them and not about the people that they're working with and who they're serving. So really telling the stories of other people really help translate your message better than if you are just saying it yourself. It's really telling the stories of the people that you're working with.
I love it. Great tips. So I know that your sweet spot, you talk a lot about relationship marketing. What does that actually mean?
Yeah, good question. So when you think about traditional marketing, it's what brings people to the door to get sales, right? So most people think marketing is sales. They're like, if I'm going to spend X amount of dollars, I want to see X amount of new revenue as sales, new sales. When you think of relationship marketing, it is focused on that long-term repeat referral business. So yes, it's going to bring new sales, but it's really going to increase the longevity of the clients that you're already working with. So your churn is going to go down. So you may not see the majority of your new sales coming in because you may have been working with some of the wrong people too, but you're going to see more sales in what you're selling and ramping up, I guess, with your new or your existing clients, So the clients that you currently are serving are going to stay longer. They're going to spend more money, which is going to increase your overall revenue, but it's not always going to come from that new business. It will, but it's a little different way of looking at it. So it's focused on that repeat referral business. Yeah,
totally. So one of the main things we talk about is, when it comes to the marketing piece in a dance studio is the student attraction and the retention. Mm-hmm. And our third kind of bonus is increasing lifetime value. And so you kind of putting those two, the retention piece plus increasing lifetime value. What are some of the things that we need to be aware of if we really want to start shifting the focus from always on new students walking through the door? And how do we look after and give the most value to our current students? What are the things we need to be thinking about?
Really just serving the people that are there, and the rest kind of takes care of itself. I hate to make it sound that simple, but if you really are serving your students that you have right there and you highlight that and you highlight how you're serving them, it's almost like this VIP experience. Other people are going to take notice. They're already talking. They're already sharing things with their friends and family members. They're going to be, now willing to spread the word for you because they're overly excited about it and they've been surprised with the value. So it's going to make it look like if somebody else is working with another dance studio that maybe they're not living up to the expectations when they see what this other dance studio is doing that's really treating their clients well. So it's really doubling down, focusing on them and how you can serve them and really continuing to market to your existing audience the way that you would want to be treated. So it's like, hey, how can we, improve ourselves over time with you? They're going to end up spending more money referring you on, and others are going to see this take place and want to be a part of it.
Makes sense. When it comes to referrals, because we've all been at dinner and a friend has said, hey, do you know little Susie's 3 now, she is ready to dance. Does anyone know of a good dance studio in the area? I mean, we've all been in that situation around something. It might not be the dance studio, or it might be the local hairdresser or health club. Do we need to let our customers know that we have a referral program? Do we create a referral program? Is that going to incentivize them to talk more about us? Can you share a little bit of insight around how people go around structuring this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it definitely could with a referral program, but I'll be honest, the best referral programs and marketing come when it doesn't feel like it's marketing or a program, right? So like, I would instead, maybe Susie, if she's trying to really drill down her, her leaps, right? And you take a picture or a boomerang with permission and say, man, Susie's went from here to here on her leaps. We're so excited to see this progress over the past month or whatever it is. And you're featuring that online. That's going to incentivize somebody to want to share it. Their friends and network are going to see it and then see about your dance studio. So you can maybe gradually or casually mention that, oh, we're so thankful for you sharing this out and referring us, we're going to offer you this, but don't make it feel like a program and that you're asking them to do something that you haven't maybe earned yet, because then they're not as incentivized potentially to do that as they would if it was to happen organically.
I love it. I love it. So it's really about delivering on your promise, delivering on your promise, having a really good eye on what's going on inside of the studio, how your customers are feeling. How do we kind of get into the heads of our customers to ensure that they are having a great time with us? Because I know our studio owners have had that student or parent that have said, we're leaving. And they're like, what, why? Like, what happened? I thought you were happy. But sometimes we don't kind of know where our customers are at. What are some good ways for us to really check the pulse on our customers?
Yeah, that is a super important question. So the first thing is just knowing who your ideal audience is, because every student and parent that walks through the door is not going to be your ideal target audience. You may do something really well and specific at your dance studio that somebody is looking for, and you may have people that are looking for something you don't offer, so you don't want those customers in. So what you need to do first is understand who your ideal audience is specifically, right? So there's tons of different parents and students out there, but who you best serve better than anyone else. And really that comes from maybe interviewing some of those best customers that you have right now and asking them, hey, what were you searching for? What makes you super happy? How can I communicate with you how well your daughter or son is doing at the studio? What is it about our studio that really attracted you to us? And really get the pulse there at first, so you know how to attract others that are like them. And then ongoing, you want to make sure that you're asking if you are delivering on that. Maybe it could come from a survey. It could come from just brief conversations as the students are coming in and out, where you're like, hey, Susie's having this much progress, how are you feeling about her progress? Is she dancing at home? And taking some of those notes and kind of check-ins. But I think the more that you're communicating with the parents, the more that you can get a sense about how they're feeling about the studio.
That's good. I want to go into your concept, which is CARE, the CARE concept. You might have already shared a little bit about it, but can you tell us what this concept is and how our studio owners can apply it?
Yeah. So if you've heard what we've been saying this whole time, it really boils down to customer care, but it's taking what we already know about in-person relationships and bringing it online and to offer the same thing there. So if you can really think about care and break it down, what are we trying to do here? The C is capturing attention, right? We want people to notice us. We want them to see us. So you have to be present online in order to be found. So you need to capture the attention and capture it in a way where you're thinking more like a magnet and less like a bullhorn. So you want to capture attention of people that you can help, and they're coming to you, they're drawn into you versus you shouting, hey, come check out our dance studio. So think of what you can offer that's going to really draw people in. That brings us to the A, which means you have to articulate your message of who you help, how you help them. You're answering their questions, but you have to make it stupid simple for somebody to repeat on what you do really well and who you are at your core. Because if our whole goal is to grow word of mouth, or we like to say world of mouth referrals because they're doing a lot of it online, then they have to be able to communicate what you do and how you do it and why that they feel that you are the best studio. So you just use these little snippets of messaging that makes it really easy for somebody else to communicate and say for you after the fact. So being really clear on that. Which brings us to the R, which is all about relationships. So this is definitely a different way of marketing. It's not a campaign. It is a full-on commitment of how you're going to be treating people and that you are focused on that long-term repeat referral business. So focus on how you can nurture and build those relationships. How can you stand out? What's little extras that you can do, even if it's just answering your phone outside of, the dance hours, if you have a front desk person, or if, you're sending a newsletter, or if you're, communicating messages online, what can you do to enhance that relationship to make sure that you are checking in and checking the pulse of someone often? And then that brings us to the E, which is about offering exceptional experiences. So every little extra, from starting with your website before somebody even is a customer or a client of yours, to know that they're going to have the best experience possible, that you've really put everything out there to make it really easy to do business with you. You have to make it simple for somebody to do business with you in this new instant gratification, Amazon type world. No one wants to have to work to try to do business with you. You have to make it really easy and focus on what does that experience look like for the customer, and where could they be getting frustrated, and how can I help them overcome those frustrations?
Yeah, I love that. That's great. Kind of it encompasses everything we really need to think about. I want to go back to the capturing attention piece. What are ways that you're finding that's really working at the moment for the businesses you work with to get in front of their ideal audiences and bring the right people into their business?
Yeah, I definitely think anything that's going to add a human element to what you're doing. So photos, video, even your website. I mean, the whole goal is to definitely get them back to your home base, which is your website, because then you have, captured attention, and it's right there on you versus the noisy kind of social spaces. So video, though, is definitely working. Live video is working. Content in email is still working, even though a lot of people say email is dead. It's actually, does have a good success rate when done right. It just can't be like a coupon, crazy, noisy thing that's being sent out. Video, email, actually, we use a tool called Bom Bom. And it is you recording a video, and it does have a spot for text at the bottom, and then you send it out, and somebody's still getting that personal piece of you where you're saying what's happening and what's going on. You can add some fun things in there, and it plays right within their inbox. So
that's
you have tracking on
tool.
that. Yeah, I love it.
What any other tools that you've got for our studio owners that they could use to kind of up the ante on this? Really building the relationship?
Absolutely. I can even give you a link of some of my favorite tools, but definitely some of the ones that are free, first of all, is like Facebook groups. They now have Facebook groups for business pages, so it's a lot different than the noisy groups that Facebook had before, but maybe making a group for your students and for your parents specifically, and putting it under your Facebook page where you can manage it as your business. Then that's where you can put all your notifications, all of your updates, highlight the things that they're doing. And you don't have to feel like you just have to share it on your regular Facebook page. You can do it in your group and be a little bit more intimate there. And they get notifications that way. So groups are really working. And another tool is Wave. So a lot of studios, they don't have maybe the budget or the means to get highly produced video content, right? And they don't have the time for it. So there's a tool called Wave where it's video that has stock video, or you can add some of your own clips from your phone, whatever, and turn it into social media videos that are shareable. That's really easy to edit. And I don't know if you're familiar with Canva, but that's the design tool. This is like Canva, but for video.
Oh, awesome. Our studio owners will love that.
Yeah, it is amazing. So that helps up the ante when it comes to creating video content. And then live video definitely is working for sure, when you can go live in the moment and use that. And then just even Messenger, some of the things that you can do within Facebook Messenger, personalizing messages. But yeah, I have a lot of apps that I can share and kind of what they do and how you could use it.
Yeah, awesome. That'd be great, guys. We'll share that with you in the show notes. Jessica, I want to wrap up. You work with a lot of different businesses. You run a successful business yourself. What do you think are the common themes that successful business owners do to really grow their business?
learning, like just continuing to be hungry for information and looking at what others are doing, and see how you can apply some of those things to your brand, but just be continually, hungry for information, not being afraid of change, and always checking in on the pulse, like you had mentioned, for your studio. Those things definitely are big, and that'll help keep you growing and keep you up to date with things that are changing, because it's happening so fast. So like when we talked about video, for example, that's working, they said by the year 2020, 80% of internet content will be video. And that's just a few years away. That stat was by Cisco. So doubling down and knowing about that stuff now, you can be prepared for when it starts shifting.
Yeah, 100%. Jessica, look, been so great to chat with you. Thanks for taking the time. Where can our studio owners go to find out more about you and your business?
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, by the way. But you can go to nowmarketinggroup.com or my name, JessikaPhillips.com. It's JessikaPhillips.com. And it has links to all the social networks that are out there. So whichever one is right for you, I'll be there.
Awesome. Sounds great. Well, Jessica, awesome to chat with you again. Thanks for taking your time to chat with our studio owners.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. For all the resource links from the show and to receive access to our free dance studio growth training, make sure you visit transformmydancestudio.com.